Put these on so people can see what a coward looks like, the mayor's aide sneered, holding the small wooden box out like it was garbage. 91-year-old Elijah Monroe did not raise his voice. I know exactly what they look like, he said. That's why they stay in the box. Around them, the folding chairs of the town square went silent. Somewhere in that crowd stood a granddaughter who had spent her whole life wondering why her grandfather never once wore the medals everyone said he'd earned. What none of them knew yet was that in 6 minutes, a man would go pale in front of the same crowd that came to mock an old soldier. And by the end of this, you'll understand why some men refuse the very honors meant to redeem them. Rewind 6 weeks, because this didn't start in a town square. It started at a kitchen table. The house on Cedar Street smelled like coffee and shoe polish, the same two smells it had smelled like for 60 years. Elijah kept that wooden box on the top shelf of a closet nobody touched, and every year on the same date, he took it down, opened it, looked inside for exactly 1 minute, and put it back. His granddaughter Renee had never seen what was in it. The aide, a sharp-suited young man named Colton Webb who ran the town's new Heritage Day committee, had grown up believing recognition was a courtesy the powerful extended to the grateful. He'd built his career on ceremonies, plaques, photo ops, and on making sure everyone smiled for the camera whether they wanted to or not. Colton found out about the medals from a county archive intern chasing a feel-good headline. He decided Elijah would wear them at Heritage Day, whether Elijah agreed to or not. It's good for the town, Colton told Renee, smiling the smile of a man used to getting his way. Old soldier, small ceremony, everybody feels better about themselves. Renee said her grandfather didn't discuss the war. Colton said, everybody talks eventually. That was the arrogance. What none of them saw was the quiet system behind it, a committee that had learned to steamroll softly, one warm word at a time, until refusal looked rude. Heritage Day arrived with folding chairs, a podium, and Colton holding that wooden box he'd taken from the house without really asking. He pried it open in front of the microphone. Inside sat 2 medals and a folded photograph. Colton lifted one into the light like a prize he'd personally won. A silver star, he announced, and he won't even wear it. Some gratitude. He pinned it crooked to Elijah's jacket, hard, the pin scraping skin, and when Elijah calmly reached to remove it, Colton snatched the box back and let it drop, the photograph slipping out, landing face down in the dirt beside the podium. A gasp went through the crowd. Nobody moved. Elijah bent down, slow with age, and picked the photograph up himself. He did not raise his voice. "You don't know what that medal cost," he said, "and you just dropped it in the dirt like it never cost anything at all." Colton laughed, the kind of laugh men use to cover the sound of something breaking. "Cost? It's an honor, old man. Wear it or don't, but stop making a scene." But what Colton didn't know was that Elijah had learned to be still like this from a man who never got to be old. Staff Sergeant Willis Toomey taught him that lesson at a supply depot in 1953. The same year the Army handed Elijah paperwork claiming his unit's citation had been administratively lost. Willis, 20 years older and black like him, had watched 3 of his own recommendations vanish the same way. "They will try to make you small so they can feel large," Willis told him once, cleaning a rifle by lamplight. "Don't hand them the satisfaction of watching you shrink." Elijah kept that medal in a box, not from shame, but because for 40 years the Army refused to even confirm he'd earned it. And a man doesn't parade and honor the country itself denied ever giving him. That's exactly what changed 6 minutes into Heritage Day. A car pulled up unannounced. Out stepped a 2-star general and a National Archives records officer, the same 2 people Renee had spent 4 months quietly petitioning after finding her grandfather's original unit roster in an online military database. The general walked past Colton without a glance and knelt in front of Elijah's folding chair. "Corporal Monroe," he said, "the Department of the Army formally rescinds the 1953 administrative correction. Your Silver Star was never lost. It was buried." He read the citation aloud. "A rescue under artillery fire. 3 men pulled from a burning half-track. Elijah's name on every page of the original after-action report. The Army had quietly filed and never released for 71 years. Colton's face drained the color of the folding chairs. In front of the same crowd he'd tried to perform charity for, he had just been caught desecrating the very thing he thought he was gifting back. The reckoning didn't stay in that square. Renee's 4-month records request, became a federal review of 41 similar administrative corrections from the same era, each one erasing a black soldier's citation the same way Elijah's had been erased. 9 families received formal medal ceremonies within a year. The county terminated Colton's position within a week, citing the dropped photograph as the final straw in what internal emails called a pattern of complaints, and Congress, 12 months later, approved $2.3 million in corrected back pay benefits for the surviving veterans and families affected. Numbers don't heal anything on their own, but they are proof someone finally counted what had been erased. 5 years after that folding chair ceremony, Renee stood at a podium of her own, opening a scholarship fund in Staff Sergeant Willis Toomey's name for young historians researching erased military records. She kept one photograph framed above her desk, the one that hit the dirt that day, cleaned up now, glass replacing what a careless hand had shattered. If you go back and rewatch the opening, listen again to what Elijah actually said before anyone knew what those medals meant. "I know exactly what they look like. He always did. It was everyone else who had to catch up." If this story moved you, hit like, subscribe for more, and tell us in the comments, would you have worn the medal or kept it in the box? Here's what really gets me about this one. It's not the medal, and it's not even the general kneeling down at the end. It's that an old man had to sit through someone else performing kindness at him before the world would admit what he already knew about himself. So tell me honestly, has someone ever tried to honor you in a way that felt more like erasure? I'd like to hear it.